Okay, Ronan. So first things first. Anyway, it's 2019, so I have that in, but you need to change it and put in your exam number, and you have to take a photo of your final product or your final artifact and put it in the middle there. Okay, so paste it into the middle before you hand that up, with it all bound together. Uh, okay, table of contents looks alright. Just double check that everything on this matches up with what's going on in the rest of the project. So make sure all these pages line up. That's not a copy and paste job. That's an actual guide for someone going through it. And maybe you could have you numbered the pages? Yeah, maybe you could number the pages accordingly with that, so that it's easy enough to find what's happening after. Design brief, good man. So you've highlighted the words. Distinctive, this is a bit confusing here, so maybe if you're going to do that, maybe make distinctive underlined, or maybe if you're going to have a colon here, just have a unique started here, put it right beside it, so definition and thing right beside it, don't put the line underneath. Neat storage, newspaper, magazine, printing materials. Okay, innovative, creative, second thing. Okay, range, diverse group, hand. Okay, that's fine, good man, that'll do you fine. Spider diagram is not there, Ronan. So you have two options. You either sketch it out by hand using the one that's online as an example, the one I've given you, or you can actually create it you can create it in Publisher using boxes and putting your writing in it and getting an arrow out of it to go to the next few branches going off it. But you need to have a spider diagram. Maybe at this stage you can just sketch it out, but do it neatly. Make sure there's loads of colour and pictures on it as well. Alright. Okay, design considerations. Get on my one. Design considerations. So for your design considerations, what must your project do to meet the brief? So why have you chosen the brief? Who are you designing for? Where is it going to be used? How will it be used? My target market would be students, possible colleges for them to choose. Good man, I plan to use my 6th year. I want to attend future in 6th year. Okay, the project will be given pamphlets. I'll be able to use the light. So have you light in it now? And if you don't, that's fine. If you intended to do it, but make sure and mention in your evaluation that you didn't get to do the light, or you hadn't time to do the light. And that'll be fine. The project contains handcrafted joints. I'll use number of. Okay. Well, considerations are more kind of, who have you done it for? So why have you chosen this brief? Who are you designing for? Where is it going to be used, and how will it be used? The design constraints, like the size of it, that goes down here. So what limits it is in your design constraints. So it's in the if you look at the template I gave you, it tells you all that. Design constraints, my project must suit the brief in every way under the supervision. I plan to finish my project in 2 weeks before the deadline. I will do most of my planning at home. You're not really supposed to be doing stuff at home, so maybe just don't mention that. To leave time in class, or I say you can plan out at home what you plan to do in class, we'll say. So, so you're planning out your class time at home. Yeah, that'll be okay. I plan to use the lightweight woods because, okay, so you don't have to say what you're going to plan to do here. What you're saying is, what are the constraints that meet you before you start at all? So the sizes would be one. If the thing is going to be, considering where it's going to be and who's going to use it, what should it look like, how much should it cost, what will it do? So it has to be able to, people have to be able to access pamphlets easily if they're going to be just taking them on the fly. The thing must look attractive because you want to get people over to take the pamphlets. The size of it can't be huge because it says in your brief it's 450. The manufacture of it, you have to get it done in a specific number of weeks. That's what design constraints mean. So you need to put that into that section. Okay, next part. Project planning, that's fine. Just make sure that's in some way accurate with what happened. So your working drawing, I don't know if you spent 2 weeks in the working drawing, make sure it's just not copied and pasted straight off what I give you. Change it around so that it's that you're it reflects what you actually did. Time management reflection. So time management reflection. Write a paragraph explaining how you will cater for your strengths and weaknesses in relation to the different processes of the project. Try to take into consideration the marks awarded for each section. Okay, I made my time plan as it is because I consider what parts of the project I'm good at, and however, I find a computer portion of the project very long and difficult. I feel it important to create a tangible design solution that follows the brief. Plan to computer. That's okay. Good man. Aims. Manufacturer. That's fine. Draw. Design and aesthetically pleasing. That's fine. Design needs to. Right. Okay. Join joints. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Development planning skills. Right. That's. You don't want to have it copied straight off what I've given you, because everyone else can do the same. Develop my skills with lathe using. You're right. You didn't use the lathe, so maybe develop your skills in jointing and whatever something you did in the project. Check measurements for cutting. That's copied and pasted straight off. So you want to change something about that. Don't just copy and paste straight off what I give you. Investigation research. Okay, we'll have a look here. Primary research. This can be played right. So you've an interview. That's fine. Questionnaire. Right. Is it a questionnaire or is it an interview? So it's one or the other. So it looks like a questionnaire. Right, you could do a bit more on that, Ronan. That you could do a little bit more on that. Okay, investigation research. Okay, so existing. Take pictures and measurements of existing art relating to the brief. Okay, right. That's relating how to the brief. I'm not sure. This thing here, it's fine. You're saying it's 450 high. That looks about halfway. That'd be 200 high. That'd be like that. 200. It's a fairly small cupboard if it is. And if that's 250 and that's 400, that means that size there is bigger than that. So don't just lob it in for no reason at all. Have it accurate, Ronan, if you're going to put it in. And you have a blank box here, I'd maybe put something else in there, something else that relates to it. So something you're going to be putting in the project, maybe a pamphlet or something might be handy. Pamphlet or some sort of leaflet or something that might be used in the project itself. Prime research, Cormac, that is not 330mm. Not a notion. That thing is about 500 or 600 millimeters. Ronan, you need to neaten this up. So make that bigger if it's going to go in. I'm not sure how it relates to what you're doing. Is that a thing for holding pamphlets? I don't really know. So your primary research are things that you're physically looking at. So you want a pamphlet, you want magazines, you want something that's going into it, and you want to put sizes of that in there. You want to make, if you're going to use an artifact that exists already, and make sure it relates it, so something that holds pamphlets, that's just a cupboard. So you need to change all of these. You need to put in something relevant to your own project run. Okay, mood board, cool, right? That's maybe put in something that relates to pamphlets. So that's cool. Maybe you can have 3 or 4 of these, but have something that relates to the type of wood you're using. Have something that relates to the function of the thing itself. That'll be handy as well. Right, okay. Product analysis. Right, these whole pamphlets. These are the sort of things I'm talking about. So you should know the measurements of these before you leave your research part of your project. Anyway, the piece on the left is a simple triangle with a sleek. That is not a triangle. It's got I don't know. It ain't a triangle anyway. It's got maybe half a triangle to the side, and there's slats in it. With a slimline profile with trenches cut out for storage. In comparison to this, the piece on the right is more bulky, more pleasing to the eye. Yeah, the grain revealed. Okay, that's alright. Cause piece on the right, start with a capital letter. Piece on the right requires less space for storage. Both piece will be able to make. Okay, yeah, you need to go into more detail on that, or Ronan, and there are other things that you consider, like size, how you're going to go about making it. I don't know, there's other things that you can consider in that as well. Overview hardwoods, right, mahogany, right, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Softwood trees, okay, yeah. If you're copy and paste this off the internet, make sure it doesn't read like someone who writes for Wikipedia would do it. Okay, MDF, that's fine, plywood fine, chipboard fine. Okay, other materials, glass, wiring, straight down for type of electrical conductor. What you're talking about wiring in general, and then you're mentioning ramics. Where is that after coming out of? So just talk about wiring in general. Don't be putting ramics on it. Epoxy resin, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So talk about just wires in general and how they're made up. Finishes, Danish oil, that's clearly taken straight off the internet. Look, I can see into that. That's pulled straight off the internet. That is the sort of thing that will lose you marks straight away. So if you're going to copy and paste them straight off the internet, read it and make sure and change your eyes. Polymerize into a form. So I'm not sure if that's something that a junior cert student would know about polymerizing. So if you're going to take something, make sure you understand what you're putting it down and put it down your own words. Polyurethane finishes, that's okay. Protect wood, right, it's fine. Same with these. Make sure if they're copy and pasted off that they read like you would write yourself. Lacquer, okay, that's fine. Tools and machineries. Making deep acre cuts, that's fine. Coping saw, that's fine. Sliding bevel, that's fine. That's tri-square, square, that's fine. Jab, pencil, that's okay. CNC machine, that's fine. Circular saw, design for cutting wood, yeah. Lathe, okay, grand. Tools and machinery, joiner, that's fine. Chop saw, I think that's the same as what you've done. You called it a circular saw in the previous one. Chop saw is just that with a table. It's just the circular saw you've drawn out the table, so maybe put in something else there. And if you're putting in drills, you need a heading, Ronan. Right, that's fine. A jigsaw, I'm using it, that's okay. Right, right, you need to do this. So obviously you've none of this done. So summarise what you've learned in the section. So when you've the research done properly, say the points that I don't want you to tell me what primary research is, I don't want you to tell me what secondary research is, say the main things that you've found from all of these things. I don't see a jointing method in there, so you need to include that in your, you need to include a section for jointing methods. Okay, sign idea 1, right. Many anchor joints set to the light dark contrast pleasing the eye size, yeah, that's fine, it's fine. It's fine, yes, the piece well is your brief because the store printed material, the piece of showcase around the piece okay, alright, okay, fine. This one project contains yeah. Don't start sentencing because if you cannot all run. Because simplicity the contrast, yeah, okay. This printed material. Yeah, maybe mention some of the other words as well from the brief, Ronan. So if you're, I don't know, maybe there's something else in the brief that you can include that your design does or does not do. That would be handy. Okay, right. You need to, so this is close enough to your final design. You need to square this up in some way. Get that image over so that it's in the middle of it, and maybe reduce the size of it down. Lightener, okay. Are these all copied? They look very similar to. Right, you've copied. That's okay. Right, the dark and contrast. That's fine. Look, if it is, it is. High skill level, complete the curves. Okay. Yes, the piece value. Right, that's just copying and pasted from the previous one. Like, what does this do to meet the brief? You know, if the other ones are similar, that's fine, but don't just copy and paste from the previous one. Okay, chosen idea, right, you need to get a proper sketch of that in there, and fill that in. That area is not complete and has to be done pronto. Working drawings, these need to be done as well, Ronan. That is like there's marks directly going for your, what the thing looks like from the front, what it looks like from above, and what it looks like from the side. So you need to get that done. Whether you get one of the lads in TG class give you a hand or whatever, that needs to happen. Okay. The square based, okay, right. So just make sure that all of these things, if I was to hand you all of these pieces of wood, would you be able to remake what I give you? Or what you did? If you can, your cutting list is complete. If you couldn't, then the cutting list is not right. So double check that. If there's other items, if you're putting this light on, maybe you'll put it in there. Or if there's, I think you had a dowel or something, did you? That needs to go in there as well. And you're missing your conclusion evaluation. What else are you missing? Okay, calling this templates, marking up, okay, so your evaluation, third party evaluation, conclusion, that's fine, right? So you need to have all them done, Ronan. At the moment you do not have a project complete, you do not have a portfolio complete. There's some very good parts to it, but you need to get it completed as soon as possible. So I think you've Tuesday off, that's the time to do it, I would say. Good man.